Have you ever heard the saying, fake it till you make it? Well, in my family, that saying was not just advice, it was a survival strategy. We were the perfect Nigerian family abroad, or at least that's what everybody back home thought. Big house, check. Fancy cars, check. Children speaking with Oyibo accent, triple check. But here's the thing, our wealth, our so-called mansion, our London lifestyle, all fake. And then, one summer, everything came crashing down when our relatives from Nigeria decided to visit us. Our mansion was actually a tiny two-bedroom flat squeezed between a noisy Nigerian restaurant and a dodgy betting shop. But if you saw the pictures we sent to family back in Lagos, ooh, you think we were living in Buckingham Palace. My dad, Chief Okeke, though technically nobody in London called him Chief, was the master of deception. He had this special photo trick. Every time rent was due and we didn't have enough money, he'd drag us to the fanciest part of town, stand in front of someone else's car and snap pictures. Smile like millionaires, he'd shout. Mom, on the other hand, played her role too well. She would dress in her best lace, cook jollof rice in bulk, and record videos of us eating like royalty. Then she'd send it to the family WhatsApp group with captions like, "Dinner in our London mansion. God has been faithful." Meanwhile, the reality, our gas cooker did not even work half the time. One Saturday morning, my dad burst into the living room with his phone in hand. "Children, wife, gather round. I bring news from the motherland." We all knew that tone. It was really good news. "What happened, Papa?" I asked, cautiously. He smiled dramatically. "Your uncle and his family are coming to visit us in 2 weeks." Mom dropped the spoon she was holding. Clang. My sister gasped like she just heard someone died. Me, I nearly fainted. 2 weeks? Uncle Kenny, the family gossip machine. Auntie Anne, the one who compared children like exam scripts. And their 2 kids, James and John, who believed every story about our so-called rich life abroad. They were coming to see us in our shoebox flats. I could already see the disgrace loading like bad network. From that day, our home became a battlefield. Operation Fake Mansion was the order of the day. Mom started ironing all our old clothes so they would look brand new. Dad began rehearsing big man speeches, the kind politicians use. My sister even started practicing a fake British accent in front of the mirror. Meanwhile, I just sat there thinking, this plan is going to fail badly. "Hello, darling. Would you like some tea?" she'd say, twisting her tongue like a broken radio. The day came too quickly. We were at Heathrow Airport, waiting nervously. Dad wore his best agbada, sweating buckets. Mom had powdered her face so much, she looked like she'd fallen inside fufu. And then we saw them. Uncle Kenny, Auntie Anne and their kids, dragging massive Ghana must-go bags, their eyes already scanning for signs of our wealth. The greetings were loud, dramatic, and full of fake smiles. Nigerians abroad, you know the drill. "Ah, Chief, so this is how London is treating you." Uncle Kenny laughed, slapping Dad's back. Dad grinned nervously. "You know, we thank God London is expensive, but God has been faithful." As we dragged their luggage to our car, yes, the one that coughed smoke like a dying generator, I could see the suspicion already growing in their eyes. Instead of taking them straight to our flat, Dad pulled a trick. We drove them around the rich neighborhoods first. Chelsea, Kensington, Mayfair, name it. "Ah, this is where our fellow Nigerians live," Dad said casually, pointing at houses worth millions. Auntie Anne raised her eyebrows. So where is your own house, chief? Dad cleared his throat. Renovation is going on. You know these contractors always delaying work. I nearly choked on laughter. Renovation? Our landlord hadn't even fixed the leaking ceiling in months. Finally, we reached our flat. Dad gave us one last look, like a commander sending soldiers to war. Remember, children, smile. The moment they entered the flat, silence filled the room. Uncle Kenny's eyes widened. Auntie Anne's nose wrinkled like she had smelled something rotten. Their kids looked around like they had just stepped into a prison. This is cozy, Auntie Anne finally said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. Dad forced a laugh. Yes, yes, London homes are minimalist. But it was too late. The cracks in our mansion story were already showing. That night, things got worse. First, the toilet got blocked. Then the ceiling started leaking rainwater onto Uncle Kenny's bed. And to crown it all, our neighbor downstairs, a Ghanaian man, came knocking angrily, shouting that our relatives were making too much noise, dragging bags. Uncle Kenny's face said it all. We were finished. The next morning, as mom served breakfast, burnt toast and overly salty eggs, Uncle Kenny dropped the bomb. Chief, back home, everyone believes you are one of the richest men in London. You even sponsored the new church roof. So, why are you living like this? The room went silent. Dad looked around, then sighed. My brother, the truth is, we lied. Auntie Anne gasped dramatically. My sister nearly dropped the teacup she was holding. We are not rich. We have been struggling. Every picture we sent, every story we told, it was all to save face. Because if we told the truth, nobody back home would respect us. At this point, you would think Uncle Kenny would explode with anger, right? But no, he started laughing. Chief, so you mean all this while you have been faking wealth? Interesting, because he leaned forward, lowered his voice. We've been doing the exact same thing in Nigeria. What? Auntie Anne nodded shamefully. Yes, the big house you see in our WhatsApp videos. Rented. The cars. Borrowed. Even the gold jewelry. Fake. We all stared at each other in shock. So basically, both families had been lying, pretending to be richer than we really were, just to impress each other. What started as tension turned into laughter. Real, genuine laughter. For the first time, both families admitted the truth. We were all just hustlers trying to survive. No more fake videos. No more staged pictures. We decided to stop living for respect and start living for reality. And honestly, life felt so much lighter. So, what did I learn from that summer of disgrace? That sometimes the people we are trying to impress are also faking it. And that pretending to be who you are not will always end in chaos. Because at the end of the day, wealth can disappear, but family and laughter last longer. The next time you see someone flexing online, remember, not everything that glitters is gold. Sometimes it's just London lighting on fake jewelry. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, hit the like button, drop a comment, share it with your people, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. See you in the next one.